Alright, I got some minor changes I want to make with lighting. I will say that I'm kind of happy about the turnout for last night's video in Odin. Alright, the cop didn't have a lot of light shining on my there just was no parking lot lights. It was just we were relying on the cop's lights. I don't think he turned on any other lights besides his front headlights. He did demonstrate off in the distance, way in front of me, that he had top lights, but he only like flashed them from a distance, and then that was the only time I saw him use them. He only provided headlights and then his flashlights, which really wasn't enough. So I used this light. I keep it up here on a magnet and just stuck it to the side, you know, and that provided some good light to shine on him. And when I got out, I tried to kind of make sure I wasn't in the way of the lights, so it would get him in view, because it made a difference on the video quality, and I want to practice that more. I think cops appreciate a little extra lights when it's dark out. They want to be able to see everything. So let me just kind of show a little bit of how I did that. I mean, it was just, there's really not a lot to it actually, but yeah, he was at the door, standing between me and the door, not behind. But I mean, he instantly saw me take the light, turn it on, which it's on the side, and then just quickly just you rest it against the door for a lot of light. And then I mean, that was it. That was all I put for light. And now I'm at the point where I'm thinking, I think I want more light, especially with the camera that I set off in a distance. This one, all right. The way I had it set up before was that it was, I don't know if I can even, this won't, I'll just set it down. This camera was without, whoops, okay. I've been using this camera without this media mod. So it just sits on the Volta, and that was it. I originally intended to use the Volta's remote to turn this camera on, but I no longer trust that. Even for an 11, I no longer trust the Volta. The Volta will charge the camera. That's about as reliable as it gets. Now, yeah, I made sure I took this cover off for the 155-degree lens field of view. But I'm thinking I want to use this GoPro mount, which I have two lights. So I'm thinking the next time I have a cop stop, I want to have these, and I judge whether or not it's dark enough. You just get a feel for it. If it feels like it's dark enough, like last night, I'll want to definitely turn the lights on. But yeah, I'm thinking that this setup will be a lot better for me with the lights on. All right, because I walked over 20 feet or so and then set it down, maybe about that distance, make sure that it was pointed just right, and left it. And upon looking at the video later, it captured everything. It captured the 4 cops standing in front of me. It here, I'll demonstrate. You're just kind of at an angle though. It captured the 4 cops standing in front of me, and they formed a wall. I could see that, but it was a little too dark. And I just wonder if some people, if if I could if I could benefit from the lights on this GoPro. All right, 2 of them. I mean, they've already proven to be not very bright. All right, but I mean they're definitely not as bright as this thing, the wall of lights. But you know, I can only manage so much. At the very least, I think I want to at least turn the lights on, because a cop almost ran this thing over last night. I could barely see it. They couldn't see it. I just, when the cops were pulling up, I had to just kind of walk over to the camera to try to get in the way between the cop car and my camera, making them aware of that it was on the ground. But if I use this with the lights and turn a light on, and it's fairly instant, I just hit it once and it's on. So I'm looking at hitting this thing 3 times, hitting the top lights, the side lights, and then the camera. Which the camera's not easy to hit because the light's in the way a little bit. But I think I want to make more use of the lights. I mean, this is something that will just sit waiting to be used for those situations. I don't really have any other use I haven't really used them for anything else. And keep the light on when I'm a distance. Keep the light on when it's a distance from the car, and then they'll have possibly a little benefit of the lights, but also I'll be reminded of the camera that's about say roughly 20 feet away. I try to walk a good distance away, but not too far. So I had the GoPro 360 on top of the roof. I did not turn this camera on. I had this camera on because I could see down the trail, and I could see somebody approaching. They turned on their overhead light for a split second, so I assumed that was a cop. And they came barreling at me at a pretty good speed, and so I was recording them coming at me with this thing. But this camera really didn't provide any other extra good footage besides the cop driving at me. The GoPro 360, I'm thinking there's no way I'm gonna put this light on the roof next to the GoPro 360. I don't see that as necessary. I'll take the shadow effect of the light on the side of my car. All right, it shows the face. At least having light in some way with a cop facing my car. And this is an easy setup using magnets. Even with the door actually open, I can still reach behind. It's just a quick slap. It happens so fast. It happens fast with the GoPro, slapping it on the roof, and it happens fast with the light, slapping it just on the side of my car. And I can do that. So that camera and lighting really worked well last night. Otherwise, it'd have been a much darker. And And now I look back and I think, wow, you know, there's other situations where I could have used that combination. But I'm further inspired by the lack of light to have my distance camera, whatever my 25-foot, say maybe the 25-foot camera, to have a light shining, so I'm at least reminded. Because when I was in I don't know, Horeb, Wisconsin, Mount Horeb, Wisconsin, I forgot about the camera and I recorded an extra 20 minutes before I remembered it. But if I had a light on it, then I would see the shining. And I will say that the 25-foot camera was picking up the light on the side of the car a little strongly, but luckily a cop just walked in between the lights, so it wasn't too bad. So I'm doing a little restructuring. I experimented last night, but now I want to experiment further. Lighting is pretty useful to be able to make out faces and all of that. So that's about it. I don't really have a big lighting deal. I mean, my strongest light is this mag light, but I don't really see how I can make use of that. I kind of want to be hands-free with lights. I got one hand carrying the phone cam, and then the other I want to always have ready to press the record button on this 9, the necklace cam. I want this ready. I want a free hand ready to go to press this if they want to put me in cuffs. But I'm thinking the way I had my cam set up, possibly even the light, okay? The light might have might have made the cop hesitate to put me in handcuffs. All right, maybe he was thinking, you know, I'm a good guy because clearly I want to document our interaction, even though I'm protesting, even though I'm doing maybe a kind of what he considers a resistance. I'm still showing that I want to document the resistance really well too, with cameras and lighting. Okay, this is the real first time I've used my own lighting, just this cheap little vlog light thing that provides a lot of good light. And you know, that's probably the first time he's ever seen that. It's pretty much the first time I've ever done it. I've mostly been just relying on cameras. I was putting this, like, if there's enough light, then maybe this 360 will just go there. Okay, like with the guy who's looking for that lady and her dog. I felt like the Walmart lighting was pretty good. It could have been better, the Walmart lighting. I could have shined a little more light on that, but I felt like it was, well, it's all an experiment. You know, whenever I get stopped, I'm experimenting. I want to try out different things that I haven't tried before. So sound is coming from this camera mostly, and the sound is coming from my hand, where I'm holding the camera in my hands. That's probably my best sound. My best video capture is the 360 on the rooftop, and then my best lighting, I would say, would have to be the light on the side of my car. I don't want to put it on the roof and interfere with the GoPro Max in any way. I want the GoPro Max to be able to see all around. All right, no lights in the way, because you know, something could happen. Somebody might want to circle around my car, and I'll say it was so dark. There were, you know, like this camera couldn't see anything when the cop walked in front of my car. The camera barely saw a light from his flashlights. So yeah, angles are important. I could clearly see from my 25-foot camera that the 4 guys that stood in front of me, and I made a little TikTok of them just forming in front of me at like playing at twice the speed. So I wanted to just show the movements they made to surround me, and it felt a little intimidating because they were giving this snicker, they were giving me the smirks, like, yeah, you know, they got the upper hand over me about this situation, being in a park in the dark. 3 cop cars, 4 people, all of them have their own cars. So even with those 3 extra cops, they didn't provide extra light because they just lined up one behind the next. So they didn't provide extra light for my cameras. I had to provide my own. So playing with lights can help with the situation. I think it can make a night cop more hesitant. You shine light on them, you shine light on their corrupt natures, so they're probably going to want to be hesitant about their actions. But who knows? It's without being able to compare it to an actual situation of similar nature without cameras, and wonder what would happen if I said all the same things without cameras and lights. What would have gone different for me? I feel it would have, but I mean, it's hard to say. So that's the camera and lighting change and setup that I did, and I'm changing and going through an evolution of this studio light. I should be taking some college courses on this subject, cameras and lighting. I don't have any training. I'm just winging it, and I could probably do a better job. I could probably have a better light. I just haven't really done a lot of research. I've just kind of taken what looks affordable and small enough that'll, you know, hang in my car, and just go with that. So this has been the strategy so far with camera and lighting.